Turning your pain into profit, the alchemy of adversity. Have you ever wondered what your pain is worth? Not in some abstract philosophical sense, I mean literally in dollars and cents. What if I told you that the worst thing that ever happened to you could become the foundation of your financial freedom? I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Alicia Howard, a visionary entrepreneur who has revolutionized how we think about our personal struggles. Alicia isn't just another motivational speaker, she's a force of nature, a five-child raising phoenix who rose from the ashes of grief to create a movement that's changing thousands of lives. Her brilliantly named platform, From Pain to Paid, isn't just clever wordplay. It's a revolutionary framework that's reshaping how marginalized communities, particularly Black women, view their lived experiences. Let me be clear. This isn't about exploiting trauma. It's about extracting wisdom from it. It's about recognizing that your lived experience has market value when properly packaged and presented. We've all heard that tired phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But Alicia Howard takes it further. What doesn't kill you can make you wealthy if you're brave enough to leverage it. Think about it. We pay therapists to help us process our pain. We pay coaches to help us overcome obstacles. We pay authors to tell stories that make us feel less alone. What if you became that resource for someone else? What if your breakdown became your breakthrough, not just emotionally, but economically? The first truth I learned from Alicia is deceptively simple, yet revolutionary. Your pain is your profit. Those struggles, heartbreaks, and setbacks you've survived aren't just scars, they're assets. They're intellectual property waiting to be monetized. They're curriculum waiting to be taught. Consider Alicia Howard herself, a mother of five from St. Louis who transformed grief over her mother's passing into the fuel for launching her movement. She faced heartbreak, financial struggle, single motherhood, and a complete lack of generational wealth or business connections. But instead of letting these challenges define her limits, she used them to define her offerings. With nothing but Canva and conviction, she created ebooks. While repairing her personal credit, she simultaneously built business credit. She transformed real life lessons into digital products without waiting for external validation. The result? A thriving brand that empowers Black women nationwide and stacked passive income streams selling knowledge based offers online. After losing her mother with nothing left behind but wisdom, and staring at five children who depended on her, Alicia vowed not just to survive, but to build legacy. She built an audience by being radically transparent about both her hustle and her healing journey, becoming a sought after speaker on monetizing adversity. Most importantly, she inspired thousands of women in similar circumstances to recognize that their stories aren't liabilities, they're valuable currency. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm not healed yet. I'm still in the middle of my mess. I haven't figured it all out. And that brings me to the second profound truth from my conversation with Alicia. Healing and hustling can happen simultaneously. You don't have to be fully healed or have it all together before you start building wealth from your story. In fact, documenting the journey, the ups and downs, the setbacks, and breakthroughs can be exactly what connects you to your audience. Take Chanel Heath, another remarkable entrepreneur Alicia highlighted. Chanel grew up in an inner city environment where financial literacy wasn't taught and trauma was common. But instead of waiting until she had everything figured out, she began publicly sharing her journey from what she calls money mess, financial chaos, towards stability. As Chanel powerfully puts it, the hood ain't a mindset, it's a trap. She navigated poverty mindset barriers and the lack of access and resources typical for many Black women entrepreneurs. But rather than hiding her struggles until she arrived, she chose transparency over shame. She built credibility as both a community manager and motivational figure by openly documenting her transformation online. Her willingness to be vulnerable about her ongoing journey became her superpower, inspiring others facing similar obstacles. Chanel started out feeling invisible, a self described inner city Black girl who wanted it so bad. But her choice to share her process, not just her progress, made her not only visible but influential. This brings me to the third and perhaps most liberating truth from my conversation with Alicia Howard. You don't need permission, just a plan and the guts to execute it. We live in a permission based culture that tells us we need degrees, certifications, and external validation before we can offer value. But what if that's just a convenient myth designed to keep certain voices, particularly those of Black women, from claiming their economic power? Alicia's work fundamentally challenges this premise. Your lived experience is already enough to launch your digital empire. The wisdom you've earned through hardship is already valuable. You don't need anyone's stamp of approval to package and sell it. I was particularly moved by the third story Alicia shared, her own experience hosting her podcast, Back to Besa. On what would have been her late father's birthday, a day loaded with grief, Alicia hosted an episode fulfilling his dream for her success while spotlighting another entrepreneur's brand launch live on air. Instead of taking the day off to mourn privately, she channeled her emotion into meaningful dialogue about building something lasting beyond one generation. She created a space where vulnerability met vision, demonstrating that honoring pain can create platforms benefiting entire communities. The episode was intentionally scheduled on an emotionally charged date as both tribute and testimony, proving that even tough moments can be transformed into teachable ones. She fostered conversations around generational wealth creation among listeners who often lack such blueprints, modeling resilience in action for other aspiring leaders struggling with loss but hungry for legacy. This is the alchemy of adversity, turning the lead of life's hardest moments into gold. Not just metaphorical gold, but actual income. Now let's get practical. How exactly do you begin this transformation? First, inventory your adversities. What have you overcome? What are you still navigating? What did you wish someone had told you when you were in the thick of it? Second, identify the lessons. What did you learn the hard way? What systems or strategies did you develop to cope? What perspective did you gain that others might value? Third, consider your format. Could your experience become an ebook, a coaching program, a membership community, a series of templates or worksheets, a podcast? Digital products have virtually no overhead and unlimited scale. Fourth, start creating imperfectly. Use free tools like Canva, record on your phone, write in Google Docs. The polish can come later. What matters is capturing your wisdom now. Fifth, share authentically. Your vulnerability is not weakness, it's your competitive advantage. It's what makes you relatable and trustworthy. And finally, price based on value, not hours. When you're selling transformation rather than time, your income potential becomes unlimited. The beauty of this approach is that it works regardless of your background, education, or connections. In fact, those who have faced the greatest adversity often have the most valuable insights to offer. As Alicia Howard demonstrates through her work, there's a particular power in Black women claiming this space. In a world that has historically undervalued both their labor and their knowledge, monetizing lived experience represents not just individual economic opportunity, but collective liberation. When Black women transform their pain into profit, they are not just building businesses, they're building legacies. They're creating generational wealth where there was generational trauma. They're proving that the very systems designed to exclude them can be reimagined and reconstructed. This isn't just entrepreneurship, it's economic justice. I stand here today to challenge you, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, to rewrite the narrative of your darkest moments, to recognize that the very experiences that nearly broke you might be the foundation of your greatest contribution. Look at what you've survived. Look at what you've learned. Look at the wisdom you've earned through tears and trials. That knowledge isn't just valuable, it's priceless to someone still trapped in the darkness you've escaped. Your story isn't just something that happened to you, it's intellectual property, it's curriculum, it's content, it's capital. And you don't need anyone's permission to leverage it. The world doesn't just need your survival, it needs your strategy. It doesn't just need your resilience, it needs your roadmap. It doesn't just need your comeback, it needs your curriculum. So tonight, I dare you to write down one hard thing you've survived. Then brainstorm 3 ways you could teach it or turn it into value for others. Don't wait until everything feels perfect or polished. The first step is moving while you heal. As Alicia Howard would say, you've already paid the price through your pain. Now it's time to collect the profit. Your pain has already cost you enough. Isn't it time it paid you back?